Hey guys, welcome back to LavaCraft Season 2. In the last episode, we showed off all that stuff behind us and a little bit of stuff over here on the hill where eventually our base will go. And today we're going to be showing off all this stuff, all this craziness over here. Well, we have been producing a ton of crops and we've been putting them to good use, especially the wheat and carrots. Well, pretty much only the wheat and carrots. But we have this really nice area right here for our carrot farm. That's right, we did like we did with the wheat, and it doesn't look quite as good. I'll be honest. The wheat looks really nice because it's this beautiful golden color. The carrots, you can kind of see a little bit of the avoid that. A little bit of the orange, but it's mostly just green, and the lights are a little bit obstructive as well. But it's a nice huge area for carrots. We also have this windmill, which admittedly looks a little bit awkward. It's really chunky, and we might need to increase the size of the windmill blades themselves. However, I think it turned out nicely. Let's take a walk. So we don't really have a beautiful pathway to lead to this area right here where the pathway begins, but there's a couple that are pretty well decorated and thought out as far as like the ones that actually run through this, but we're still not 100% on how we're going to have this all set up. We might get rid of those like wooden pathways, to be honest with you. Not sure that I'm in love with them yet, but we have a lot of decorations. Look at that. That's a nice view. I do kind of like the fog, to be honest. It's not as clunky as like the half rendered craziness. Yeah, look at this. Look at this area. It's pretty nice. So we just walked through our little pathways that are pretty well lit, even at night, because we did these water sources, yeah, as you can see underneath. And oops, gotta put our little torch back on there, and it just let us grow all these carrots so that we got that nice dark color for the whatever it's called, tilled soil. I'm sure that's not what it's called. I think it's farmland technically as a block, something like that. Yeah, so we just have this pathway that leads out into nowhere where we might eventually put, like, you know, another thing, another farm or another area. We wanted to try and like connect everything we build this season. I think that will be lots of fun, and we're gonna do a couple farms. Like, we have our wheat, we have our carrots, next we have the beetroot, potatoes, a couple other things I want to work on, but all the paths kind of converge. We'll get some carrots. Boom, there we go. All kind of converge here at the windmill. So the windmill on the outside, it looks a little overgrown. Whoever's taking care of this lighthouse or this windmill isn't doing such a great job, but it is beautiful. It's got a rustic feel to it. We did a lot of decorations on the outside, as far as like not so much terraforming, but more like gardening or anti-gardening, don't know. We did a lot of like foliage and vines and stuff like that, just to make it feel lived in. We have these nice spruce awnings over the doors, and it's very well lit. We don't have to worry about mobs in this area. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's got these 4 different entrances to it, and multiple levels, obviously. The inside, let's check it out. Inside, we have this nice little area with this giant calcite structure that holds our nether portal. So we can, you know, connect this area to our nether hub, which is going to kind of be a theme. We're going to have all of our different builds and areas connected to nether portals through a hub. As you can tell, we haven't spent too much time over here since we did the interior, because this copper hasn't oxidized yet. So we have, I like the design in here. It feels very like overgrown kind of feel. A couple like amethyst geodes, again, not well maintained. Our carrot garden on the inside, which apparently you can grow carrots even without a water source, because there's nothing hiding behind there. They just grow, just don't break them. So we have our nether portal, obviously, our nice little bed in case we need to sleep, and our auto smelter. We built it because we were like mining at the time when we were working on this decorations, and we just kind of left it there because why not? Upstairs, there's no decorations on the next couple floors, but we'll take you up there anyway. We're not going to spend a ton of time here, other than, who knows, maybe we'll never come back. But it looks nice, and there's a nice like little porch that goes all the way around, and we can kind of see everything over here, and I kind of like the way it turned out. We got some vines, they're slowly creeping up the sides, making it giving it that overgrown look again. But yeah, I think it turned out nice, and hopefully we'll continue this theme and maybe put a couple more windmills up, although I don't think they'll be as complicated. They'll probably be a little bit skinnier. We'll see. I don't know. We're just going with the flow this season. Like I said, we're doing some shorter episodes. That is strange looking. Oh, okay, it's a log. It's facing the other way. Okay, I thought that was weird. If we do that, oh, it doesn't get rid of the it leaves the ladders in place. That's interesting. Man, that portal is noisy. I don't know if it's going to be as noisy for you guys. But yeah, we're making use of some of the blocks from the last update, and we found a couple geodes. I guess we could show those off. We found some really cool stuff down in the mines, pretty close to each other. So we're going to head down, and ooh, creeper. Creeper's creeping. You gotta get him. Oh, I missed him. Come on, creeper. There we go. Got him. Oh, I'm terrible with the bow. Ah! Better with a sword. Best with an axe. Alright, let's head down to the mines. So I know it's not that exciting looking at stuff we've already mined, but I did find some cool stuff. So our entrance leads us over here, where we kind of originally planned to have this big mining operation, which maybe we will. I don't know how much we're actually going to mine it, but there is some cool stuff to harvest down here. So we head down this really long staircase all the way to this area where there's deep slate, and like you can kind of see the transition. We're digging out here, just getting some blocks. I wonder if there's anything in these chests. I probably left some. Set our spawn. Probably not. Okay, a couple horse armors and things we found, probably from like spawners somewhere. But yeah, if we head this way, we have this very first spot where we mined out a geode, and it looks like it's all grown up. So that's really nice. And when we're done harvesting this whole area, which is like probably the biggest one we found, which is nice, at least in this world, we can head over here. Oh wait, you know what? There's even a closer one. We found 3 amethyst geodes. So if we hop down here and head over this way, there's another one right there, right next to a spawner, which is crazy. It's a zombie spawner, so we don't really need to use it, unfortunately. Wish it was a skeleton spawner. That would have been super cool. Yeah, so we found that, and then we need to make this bridge a little bit smarter. Yeah, or make it look nicer. We might come back through this area and do a whole like revamp. A whole revamp of it and make it like look nice and have it all connected so it's one big room. And then maybe a hallway because this one's a little bit further away. But if we head down this path, see, you can already see it. It's not too far away. We found 3, and I didn't even cheat. They just happen to be this close to each other. Honestly, this one might actually have more than the first one. Yeah, so we just come through and harvest all these. It's kind of right above where we plan to, or right below where we plan to put our base, which is really nice. So it should, I believe, render and grow. And I haven't been down here in a while, and they're all grown up to full. So we can just come through and do that and get some amethysts, which is nice. So we just let it grow while we do our thing up top, and then come through, harvest them, and make a bunch of whatever we want to make. What is it, like tinted glass and things like that. Mostly we're just going to use those for decorations. Alright, time to head back up to the surface. Okay, so obviously the next step in our adventure was villagers. So we snagged some villagers from a local village that was right next to our spawn. I haven't like died without a spawn set, so I don't know exactly where our spawn is, but it's over there somewhere. But yeah, we found this little village pretty quickly on our journey, on our adventure, and we were able to snag a couple villagers, and we left a couple beds over there for them and stuff like that. So hopefully they can just like maintain a a healthy population. Get a good view of it. Yeah, check it out. That's where we got the villagers from. Oh snap! As you can see, we've gotten some enchants, some feather falling, or that might have killed us. And I'll show you how that whole process kind of started, middle, and all that good stuff. So we took them by boat all the way over this way, and eventually found a nice little spot where we could make a villager breeder, which was far enough away from the village so that it actually produced villagers. And we put it up right over here. So we did the whole logical geek boy thing, the concept design where the little baby villagers go to jump on the beds, and we did like a mini version that was underneath where we paved it. We paved it all. It wasn't working, so we kind of did like a version of our mega villager breeder in the last season, where we have all the beds like lined up this way instead of like the one block thing, and then just a water stream where they fall in and go into this little shack where we should have tons of villagers because we're currently producing a ton of them because we have some projects to work on with them, and we've already done a few. So let's go over the first. You guys know I love those villagers with the what are they called? Mason villagers? Yeah, so we have some paths up here that lead to the different areas, and we terraformed them a little bit. I think it looks nice. Yeah. These are the best paths we've made so far, I think, in this world. They make the most sense, at least. And the spruce and the stone looks nice. Cool. Oops. Threw an egg. In here we have like, I don't know, 40 mason villagers. They're all max level because we traded out all of them. Sometimes we trade with them to just kind of get blocks, but also to get experience, especially early game experience. But they're all diamond, and then we get terracotta and now dripstone block, which is super cool. Didn't know they were going to trade that. I guess that's part of the last update since that's when dripstone was introduced. So we have some more paths up there. Is like our makeshift storage area. We'll get to that in another episode, I'm sure. But we have even more going on. So we have this little room over here. We need to think and fill out these paths a little bit more, but we're going to have a ton of villager stuff going on in this area, so I didn't want to overdo it. So we're going to open that up, and in here we have a bunch more villagers. So this is where we first got like all of our tools and gear, because they sell tools and gear, which I thought is convenient. We don't have to use our diamonds on them. And then these all are obviously farmer villagers that we've traded with a whole ton, mostly for melons and pumpkins, because we are trying to harvest our crops, so we have enough to fill out those massive areas of farmland like that, so we didn't want to waste our wheat on it. Now we have more than enough wheat and more than enough carrots, so sometimes we do that as well. And then beetroots is probably the cheapest usually. I think it's like way more expensive. Yeah, it's like twice as expensive for potatoes, carrots, stuff like that. So we trade with them. We get all of our XP. We heal all of our tools and do all that stuff here. We also have some librarians that all have like some basic enchants. I think in the future we're gonna work on getting like some lower prices and things like that. But these guys are what they are, and they're just gonna stay there doing their thing forever, hopefully. Yeah, so that's this area. We put in some like automatic doors or whatever. Not automatic, they're annoying, honestly. But zombies kept breaking in. So yeah, there's one other thing we showed off in the last episode that we didn't really show. So we have melons and pumpkins, right? We're producing those, but where are we producing those? We need a farm if they're coming from somewhere. So I'll show that off to you right now. So just like the wheat and carrot areas, I do eventually want to have like a pumpkin patch and a melon farm, like an actual farm that looks nice. But it's the smartest thing to trade early game, especially since it's a really, really easy automatic farm to build. It's just like this. Those are pistons, those are observers, and you just put redstone blocks on the top. Oof. That's loud. And then underneath it, you can see some of the melons already falling down. We just put oh, they're falling right through. That's really strange. Yeah, we probably should have put multiple mine carts, to be honest, but it works. It works for the most part. And that little hopper minecart picks up all the stuff, and it gets put into this dropper here. It's not super efficient apparently, because we're wasting all of these. Oh, I don't have wings. I can't do that. We're wasting all of this product that could be getting siphoned into our collection system, because this thing gets full, and we're probably just letting some stuff despawn, which is a bit of a bummer. And I'm sure this thing is totally packed. Let's make sure to pick up a bunch of random junk, and it's all melons and pumpkins. Yeah. Cool. We'll help it out this time. Oh, we'll throw that in there. We don't need all that. Oh well, close enough. Yeah, I should pick up some stuff, and oh no, it's night already. But those get fed into that same water stream where you know, you could see, I think we went over in the last episode, that get put into the storage system. Yeah, it goes through the mountain a little bit, right over top of this thing over here, and then it's pretty big. So the other side of it, oop. Ow, is over here, where we can have another viewing area. So there's a lot of modules here, and honestly, we just did one minecart, so we might need to work on that in the future. Although I think once we have an XP farm and a raid farm, maybe, we've never built one. That would be fun project for this series. We won't really need it, so we'll just have like a passive amount coming in and out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those end up in here, and I'm gonna use our bedroom real quick and go to sleep. Alrighty guys, I think you're pretty much caught up with everything we've worked on since you know, we started this world, and I think we're going to be doing the rest together in smaller episode formats, just like little projects, lots and lots and lots of them, until we have like big massive things going on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I know it's a little bit different, a little bit weird for what we normally do, but you know, this way we'll be able to hang out even more. So make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed, and hit that subscribe button if you're excited to see where Season 2 takes us in Episode 3. So, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. See you in the next one. Bye.